So many pregnant moms give our office a call because they are told by their provider or their OB or whoever that their baby isn't in an ideal position. And they are really scared that they're going to have to get a C-section, or they've been told if baby doesn't flip, then that's the pathway that they're going to go down. Or they're being threatened with like, hey, this baby better hurry and flip, or we're going to have to take it out, or whatever, right? The real issue is this: breech position is now treated as more of a medical emergency as opposed to just being more of a normal part of pregnancy, right? The entire pregnancy, baby isn't just staying in the optimal position, right? It's flipping, it's turning, it's doing all these twists and turns. I've had moms come into our office that are at like 37 weeks pregnant, and they're worried about their baby because the baby's in a breech position. They start getting adjusted, and crazy enough, baby flips into a more appropriate position. Now, it's not because as the chiropractor I'm flipping the baby, but when we balance the pelvis and the hips are in proper alignment and the musculature is not too tense and the ligaments are lax enough, then baby just has the space available to actually flip into the right position. So chiropractic care really offers a natural supportive solution. It doesn't solve the problem, it just allows baby to do what they need to do, which is solve the problem, get into the right position. So this video is for moms, especially pregnant moms, and especially moms who have dealt with maybe a stressful birth in the past, or are very concerned about having a C-section, or concerned about positioning of their baby. So let's hop into it, okay? Here's some key points, and I've already mentioned it a little bit here. Chiropractic does not turn a breech baby. I'm not able to do that. What chiropractic does is I'm certified in a technique. It's called Webster technique. It's a technique that is utilized to balance the bones and ligaments and musculature of the pelvic girdle so that the pelvis can be less stressed and relaxed, and baby can better position themselves naturally. On top of all that, adjustments restore balance and help the body create an optimal environment for birth. And when we say an optimal environment for birth, that goes into two different avenues of this, okay? The first avenue is, again, balancing the pelvis, creating an optimal place and availability of space for baby to shift around the way that they need to shift around. On the other side of this, we have optimal hormone regulation and communication. If the body is stressed, or a mom is stressed during pregnancy, then on top of the pregnancy hormones that already exist, there's a whole bunch of other hormones that are being affected with that as well. So not only will mom be stressed, but then baby actually receives those stress hormones too. Here's some key points here. Chiropractic doesn't flip babies. Again, just to reiterate, it doesn't flip babies. What it does is it helps restore normal communication and function from the nervous system to the brain to the rest of the body, so that the body functions the way that it's supposed to. When the body stores stress, right? When we get all tense from physical stress, from chemical stress, from emotional stress, then our muscles get tight, ligaments get tight as well too. Pelvis doesn't balance the way that it's supposed to, and the muscles and the uterus can't be in an optimal position. When tension is released through adjustments, baby may reposition themselves on their own, right? That's what it is. That's the key points here. That's what we're trying to say. Now here's the deal. Many moms get referred to a chiropractor for breech concerns from their midwife, maybe from their OB, from their doula, right? But care shouldn't really stop there. Prenatal chiropractic care benefits go far beyond just the positioning of the pelvis, right? Nervous system regulation is a huge piece to that puzzle. When we are going through phases of life, typically we live in more of a fight or flight state, right? Fight or flight state is okay. That's all right for a time. But the problem is if we stay in that fight or flight state for chronic or long-term amounts of time, then it creates dysfunction globally throughout our entire body. And for mom, that's really important because that umbilical cord is the key component of communication from mommy to baby, right? Mom and baby share blood supply, and so everything that mom experiences externally, baby's experiencing that as well too, right? Now, the other thing that chiropractic helps with is just helps regulate stress processing, right? There's a lot of emotions that come with pregnancy in terms of anticipating how your birth experience is going to go, in terms of just getting ready to have a new baby, right? That's very stressful, and so getting adjusted helps regulate your nervous system so that you can relax and calm down and be able to process some of those issues. It's not going to take away those issues. That'd be cool. It's just going to help your body process those issues. And then the last thing is preparation for birth and recovery. Typically, moms that come into our office and get adjusted on a regular basis before they have their baby will have a much better recovery process postpartum as well too. So hear this. Mom's nervous system affects baby's development in utero, right? We've already talked about this. Stress in pregnancy impacts baby's sleep patterns in the future, the emotional regulation that they have in the future risk for anxiety and ADHD, all those different sorts of things, ODD, ADD, right? All those neurodevelopmental stressors. And then also getting adjusted helps mom and baby regulate even before birth ever happens. So really key components. Mom should be getting adjusted during pregnancy, guys. Now, the nervous system during labor is kind of an interesting thing, right? There's kind of 3 phases of birth and the corresponding nervous system models in terms of how that's all shaken out, okay? So the first thing when it comes to the 3 phases of birth is initiation. The nervous system has to be calm enough to be able to allow birth to happen. To give you a really simple example of this, when my wife was pregnant with baby number 5, most recent one, just barely born, she couldn't go into labor during our work week. She just couldn't, like she would have contractions in the night, wake up in the morning, and it was like, nothing. Once Friday hit, her body was able to calm down enough, her nervous system was able to calm down enough, and she initiated labor, right? It started happening. The second phase of labor, and you might know this if you're a mom, is active labor. It's that energized, sympathetic gas pedal side of labor. And it's a really important piece to the puzzle because once you're calm enough to allow birth to happen, that goes on for a little while to allow your body to relax and open up and create the pathways and avenues for baby to pass through, right? Make them actually readily available. And then you want to get that baby out, right? You want to push on that gas pedal so baby can pass through that birth canal. And then the third phase of labor is what we call post-birth, which is back to that calm, regulating, relaxing side that allows for appropriate bonding and appropriate recovery, right? A smooth transition from that active phase to that relaxation phase is really key and critical for mom to be able to connect with baby, for baby to connect with mom, and to allow the release of appropriate hormones for that rest and digest to settle in, or that oxytocin, that love hormone. Postpartum care matters a whole bunch too. Birth isn't just this small little process, right? We know birth is a marathon, right? So there's different lengths of marathons, right? Let's say half marathons. There are full length marathons, 26.2, and then there are ultra marathons. When it comes to birth, we want normal length marathon. We don't want it to be short, like a half marathon. We don't want it to be an ultra long marathon, but we want it to be optimal, right? An optimal length marathon is important. Your body needs it to be an optimal length so that your body can heal and recover appropriately, especially postpartum. There's a lot of benefits to postpartum care when it comes to chiropractic. Hormone regulation, bringing those hormones back into appropriate balance, utilizing that relaxin hormone that continues to be released postpartum so that your body can come back together appropriately. That helps it happen a lot faster as well. When you get adjusted, helps things shift in a lot faster. In some cases, things don't shift back at all unless you get adjusted. Then the next thing would be better breastfeeding posture and latch. For mom, you want to make sure that you're able to draw your shoulders back appropriately and still be able to breastfeed. For baby, being able to open their mouth appropriately so that they can actually make an appropriate latch is a really key piece to the puzzle as well too. Milk regulation, when we're talking again about hormone regulation, getting adjusted regularly helps make sure that that appropriate hormone, the milk letdown and releasing hormone, is able to release appropriately. So that milk letdown isn't too much or too little, it's just right for baby at that particular phase in time. And then also just emotional support and resilience, having a team of people behind you to support you during that postpartum phase, in addition to family is huge, right? Having healthcare providers, chiropractors on your team, and our whole family of team here is huge. So the next question that we get is, what about baby? Newborns go through a ton of stress during the birth process too. And so chiropractic care for newborns helps make sure that they hit their milestones appropriately, make sure that they sleep better, they have calmer digestion, they feed and latch better, like we already mentioned before, and then that allows them to also co-regulate with mom's nervous system as well too. They've been so connected during pregnancy, you would think that it would also be an important piece to their puzzle during postpartum care as well too, right? And so just helps them regulate their nervous system. If mom's getting taken care of, baby should be getting taken care of too. Here's the deal, and then I'll stop talking. Chiropractic care is way more than just about making sure that your pelvis is balanced. Can we help balance your pelvis? Yes. Do we flip babies? No, 100% no. But getting adjusted allows for the optimal positioning of your baby to be in so that you can do exactly what you need to do, which is not worry about baby being in the right position, and baby can be born the way that they're supposed to be born, because when there's enough space for baby, baby flips, right? It's not that we flip it, it's that there's space available for baby to flip. Now, if you resonated with anything in terms of what we talked about in this video, fantastic. Message us. We'd love to support you through your pregnancy. If you have a friend that maybe needs chiropractic care who's pregnant, let us know for sure. But we're just happy to be a part of your health journey. If you have questions about why chiropractic care is beneficial for somebody like you, and you could be a pregnant person, you could be a neurodevelopmental type person, you could be a dad that just wants to be a better dad for their kids, let us know, because the truth is, when you heal yourself, life just gets better, right? When you take care of your nervous system, your body knows what to do, and life just gets way better. So have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon.